Alright, so apparently there's this, like, new thing going around called Death Battle, and I have already subscribed to it for a while because I did watch a fight between Mitsuru Kirijo and a different girl, I don't remember who, so yeah. But today we'll be going through this video called Bowser vs. Eggman. So yeah, as you may know, Bowser and Eggman are two of the most classic and most iconic video game villains to exist. You know, Bowser in the Mario series, we probably fought him, like, sent him in lava, like, I don't know how many goddamn times. And we probably have destroyed one too many toys of Eggman, so yeah. So let's take a look. So, apparently this fight's about Bowser and Eggman. So yeah, let's see who's the better leader, or who's the worst villain, you know, the badder villain. And apparently they got sponsored for this one, apparently.
Sponsored by Marvel Snap and Prize Picks.
Fight! Bowser versus Dr. Eggman.
The king of the Koopas and the baddest of badniks. And they're not alone.
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
Ah, the Mushroom Kingdom. A peaceful land of kindness, adventure, love.
Ah, boring! Move aside, princess. It's time this place got way more awesome. Here comes King Koopa himself, better known as Bowser.
The moment this orphan star child was found by Kamek, it was clear Bowser would command the disparate outcasts of the Mushroom world. The Koopa Clan.
Sadly, not everyone's born a toad, and they treat these critters like monsters, fated to a life of infinite jump farming for one-ups.
Bowser wanted a different world, but Princess Peach Toadstool would never allow the evil king's day in the sun. Her light was so bright, Bowser became infatuated with her.
So he turned off
The Peaches scene is a classic. I swear to God, I had to put this in just for joke. I swear to God.
all the toads into bricks and kidnapped her, putting their princess in another castle, and another, like 40 years of castles, only to be released if she agrees to marry him and his dad bod.
Yet he was foiled time and time again by those pesky Mario brothers. However, Bowser is nothing if not persistent.
Look at him! Dude's built like a brick house strapped to a saw trap. That spiked shell takes a lot of punishment. Not even the weight of a castle can scratch it, especially when he rolls up like a prehistoric Beyblade.
And the Koopa King doesn't just breathe fire and control lava, he commands nature itself.
Spitting meteors from outer space, beckoning the earth with a snap, inhaling torrents of wind, straight up calling down lightning. What else has he got?
I mean, the lightning himself, if I'm gonna be honest, is like, he just uses lightning to, like, smack down some Bowser spaces, and that was it. But I can imagine getting hit by one of those is not gonna be fun.
Oh, just a little dabbling in dark magic.
Hell yeah, Wizard Turtle.
The original NES manual even describes him as a sorcerer king. Magic is how he turned the toads into bricks, only countered by the princess's heart magic.
But that's not all the magic he's mastered. Telekinesis, creating perfect clones, reanimating his undead skeleton, and worst of all, ruining every game of Mario Party. Hey, no, I stole those coins fair and square.
Bowser spent decades hoarding treasures, coins, magic star rods, warships, clown cars, you name it. This is the same guy that created multiple flying castles fashioned after his own face.
Yeah, he's definitely got an ego on him.
I feel like when you walk around and see a Bowser face item, you feel like, bro, that's literally, he's definitely been here, if I'm gonna be honest. So, like, if I'm gonna be honest, Bowser definitely is probably one of the most iconic things, like, in video game history.
Talked about having a 4-digit IQ, but I've seen this moron put death traps in his own backyard. A man after my own heart.
Despite his clumsiness, Bowser's charisma and leadership brought many to his side. Not enough to defeat Mario, but his army doesn't make it easy on the Red Plumber.
They're the most wicked band of misfits this side of World 8-4. The Koopa Troop.
An army spanning multiple territories across the Mushroom world and beyond.
Goombas, Koopas, the Troopas, and the others make up the infantry. Some with wings, some in shoes, and some even in race cars. They're the red shirts, first in and First out.
Piranha plants, bloopers, and lakitus use their surroundings to get the jump on unsuspecting prey, by land, sea, or sky.
We'd be here forever jotting down the small fries. Booze, Shy Guys, sentient bombs with feet, and more.
It was imperative for Bowser to nurture a unit that covers their own vulnerabilities. For example, Kamek and King Boo both have magic, but Boo has battlefield control with illusions and destabilizing dimensions, while Kamek focuses on buffing allies, canceling enemy powers, summoning anything he desires.
Or swapping my items to screw up my Mario Party lead. Not again.
Speaking of items, most of the minions can use pretty much any power-up Mario can. The Goombas make frequent use of Tanuki tails, and Bowser can really get into the cat roleplay. But as the Koopa Troop grew and grew, it started to feel less like an army and more like a family unit.
Oh, you mean like his kids, the Koopalings?
They're adopted.
What's the difference?
Like, if I'm gonna be dead serious, honestly, the whole Koopaling force, probably the main force is like the 3 out of 7, the best one, is Ludwig, Roy, and Morton. Roy and Morton are like the bigger ones, and then they would focus on brute force. And then there's Ludwig, who would absolutely destroy you if you're not careful. He's like the smartest among the 7, and he absolutely knows his way around dark magic, if I'm gonna be honest. And then Roy, I remember correctly, his moves, and one of his moves in Bowser Jr.'s Journey was the bullet bill ride. It was like, let's go for our ride, boss! And then he would just absolutely just tear right through the enemy lines with that thing, dude. It's freaking insane.
Difference.
Good point. Bowser took them in and even trained them in dark magic.
Though no one's as spoiled as his natural Nepo baby, Bowser Jr., captain of the Koopa Troop.
Spoiled is an understatement. Remember his escapades as Shadow Mario? He terrorized Delfino Plaza with literal evil paint. That whole debacle was basically his attempt at elementary school art class.
And I bet Bowser still has some on the fridge. But really, the king is very protective of his kids. If the fam's in trouble, he can will himself to transform into a giant kaiju, all to crush whatever bullies target smack.
Maybe a little overkill. Just one punch from Giant Bowser launched a castle out of orbit. Taking into account the flight path and the scale of their universe, Bowser's punch must have hit with a force of over 125 trillion tons of TNT. Considering how Yoshi punted poor Raphael the Raven so hard he exploded into a constellation of stars, this isn't even close to Bowser's full strength.
So don't bully his kid, especially if he falls into some of Bowser Jr.'s set of black paint. That stuff's scary.
Enough to unleash Bowser's Dark Fury, a form whose very steps cause widespread natural disasters.
Okay, seriously, how does Mario ever beat this guy? He's like Godzilla, Doctor Strange, and John Cena all in one big turtle.
I feel like Bowser is mostly holding back, if I'm gonna be honest. Like, if Bowser went all in, Mario would have been destroyed all 99 times in a game. Like, I'm just saying this, Bowser's probably holding back.
Not even to the best part. Bowser's dark magic became so potent he eventually learned how to warp the very fabric of reality.
Anything the king imagines, he makes happen. He turned all of Yoshi's Island into a storybook. And remember those painted worlds in Mario 64? Yeah, he made those. And the staircase that goes on and on and on and on and on and on and on. Oh God, does anyone know how to BLJ?
He also stole ultra-powerful items like the Wonder Flower, which can mold reality like Play-Doh, and the Dream Stone, which can be used to wish someone out of existence.
But his most iconic
the Dream Stone not only can wish someone out of existence, but also it can, like, shape reality like Play-Doh, as they say. But then Bowser, in the end, chose his army as, you know, what he wanted to make, which is pretty cool, if I'm gonna be honest. Like, probably, like, this Galaxy Generator was definitely very nice to do. And, like, if I'm gonna be honest, the Super Crown, bro, not that again, bro, not the Super Crown. That's just a meme, dude. Like, Bowser could use the Super Crown to infiltrate some places, I guess.
F's are those big shiny power stars.
Don't judge a book by its cover. Infant power stars, aka Lumas, can become whole galaxies. They also ferried Mario across the universe in 3 seconds. That's 489 quadrillion times light speed.
Obviously, the Big Daddy Grand Stars are even crazier. Bowser used one to power his space kingdom, but then guess who showed up to ruin everything? it's a him!
And when the Grand Star was freed, it caused a chain reaction that destroyed the entire universe via a massive black hole.
Thanks, Space God, that Rosalina showed up to save the day.
Not that Bowser needed saving. He's been swallowed by another black hole and thrown into a star that went supernova.
I just saw the Daisy slap. Like, that's a classic. I feel like Daisy would still be stronger than Bowser because of that one damn slap. If I'm gonna be honest, but like, if we're talking about Bowser wise, he definitely could take a lot of punishment. Like, I feel like his defense stat is just off the charts, if I'm gonna be honest. Like, for a creature that's not made of steel, this guy is just really, really tanky.
Imagine if this crazy OP fire turtle had to fight himself. Oh wait, he did, and he beat the hell out of him.
With all this power, it's a wonder he still hasn't conquered the Mushroom Kingdom. Perhaps it's because his visions of grandeur were never really what he sought. Surrounding him is a crew of outcasts and miscreants like him, ride or dies that can't be swayed against him.
Oh, are you saying he's secretly happy because he's got a big monster family now?
Yes, but also when they actually worked together, they legitimately conquered most of the known universe. So
he's a baddie through and through who will teleport through space and time to show you what's what. Because he's no ordinary Koopa. Make way for the king!
This battle is sponsored by Prize Picks.
We're gonna skip the part where we're gonna skip the sponsor part because I'm not wasting time on this crap.
$50 in
Aim.
Citizens of Earth, lend me your ears. Imagine a world of endless possibility where people are free as the wind. Isn't it disgusting? Now imagine a better world, one with proper guidance and the technology to bring about global peace.
But Wiz, only a brilliant mind can make that happen.
Not just any brilliant mind, he's a genius at heart who knows the dangers within. He's Ivo Robotnik.
Dr. Eggman.
As a mad scientist myself, his story is my inspiration, just as Eggman's was his grandfather, Gerald Robotnik, who sought to create world peace through technology. But then his beloved granddaughter, Maria, was killed by the Guardian Unit of Nations, better known as
Gun. They're frickin' called G-U-N. Anyway, Lil Eggy grew up a lonely narcissist because all his family talked about was Maria this, Maria that, boo-hoo.
Honestly, this is probably why Eggman turned evil, if I'm gonna be honest. Like just the bias towards Maria is, like, crazy. Like, I completely understand how Eggman feels on this part. I feel bad for him, if I'm gonna be honest. Like, knowing this, it just hurts. Like, I can probably see, like, why Eggman turned evil. It's because of, you know, the lack of care and love that he just, like, never got. Like, he was just alone.
neglect and envy tainted Ivo's goals of following Gerald's footsteps. He distanced himself from his grandfather's legacy. Instead of bettering the world, he would conquer it to get the attention he deserved.
No, you mean craved. Desperately craved.
Tomato, tomato.
You just said it the same way twice.
He aimed to establish Eggman Land, a capital of science. And this paradise would have worked just fine if not for that blasted Sonic the Hedgehog.
For years, Eggman's plans literally blew up in his face. And he's a very sore loser.
But just like any good experiment, the doctor did more testing, seeking better results.
He's created plenty of knickknacks to terrorize the world with. A laser gun, a cloning ray, mind control cannons, a flying armada, typical evil scientist stuff.
Then there's the big ones. He invented a spatial displacement trap, which, while online, scatters a target's atoms across space. Oh, and then there's the metal virus, which transmutes organic tissue into living metal zombies. It's so deadly, it created a plague that nearly wiped out all life on Earth.
Shame Eggman never made himself immune to it. That's a whoopsie.
And when he's not duping you with decoys, he's riding in style with the Eggmobile. It's lightweight for maneuverability, but tough enough to withstand moon-sized explosions and even the center of a black hole.
I mean, it's kinda lame looking, but he can plug it into big bad mechs like the Egg Walker or the Death Egg Robot, whose giant laser once obliterated 77,000 cubic meters of rock in an instant.
I feel like his Eggmobile would probably be like some sort of small vessel. Is like that one, like, I think that's an item in real life that, like, it's like a charger thing where it's like those like portable chargers that you bring, and then it has like every plug that you need, like every USB you need, like Type C, iPhone, Samsung. I don't know whatever you need, but it has everything that you need in one power bank. So literally, that's probably what Eggman was going for, and it was pretty genius, if I'm gonna be honest. That creation itself was pretty well made.
It's like having an atomic bomb in your pocket all the time. Oh, okay, maybe this guy's pretty cool.
Eggman built machines for a long list of combat situations. Some look like knights, others use extraterrestrial sources like the Wisps, and then there's the orbital bases, like the Death Egg.
The reference is obvious, but Darth Vader's version is like a toy compared to the Death Egg, which can annihilate stars. Woof! A whole constellation gone in one shot.
That's not to say Eggman doesn't enjoy scrapping with blue hedgehogs himself. Enter the Egg Dragoon.
Hell yeah! The rawest of the battle mechs. It's got electric drills. It's got ice missiles. It's got a whole lot of bullets. My God, Wiz. I need it.
And don't forget, Eggman built all of these things himself. Maybe world domination is in his grasp yet.
One problem, Eggman's a turbo loner. No hobbies, no friends, no wife, no nothing.
Come on, he has friends. I mean, he's a feminist. Oh, okay, maybe not, but what about Infinite? Sure, they might have joined forces over a mutually sought revenge against Shadow, but it counts. Sort of. Who needs friends when you can build friends?
Obviously, Eggman has a tough time collaborating with others, so he just built his own army instead.
The Eggman Empire.
The Badniks are mass-produced foot soldiers, buzz bombers, crab meats, caterkillers, egg robos, and don't forget those cute little moto bugs. The Badniks may seem simple, but they're led by an elite, multi-talented unit, the hard-boiled heavies. Really leaning into the egg thing, huh?
The army has a wide variety.
I mean, his name is already Egg, and people have been making fun of his name for like years by now. Like the egg jokes are just crazy, so might as well just accept it and just try to make it easier for him to remember. If I'm gonna be honest, he's like 50, honestly. Honestly, using one thing to summarize everything, like using like a piece of string to connect everything, is much easier than like having a complicated network, if I'm going to be honest.
Variety of troops, even your classic comedy duo with Orbot and Cubot. They're Eggman's assistants and immense disappointments. Every genius has their duds.
Hey, at least they're not Scratch and Grounder. But that's why he's made top-notch bots modeled after the Sonic cast, like everyone's favorite robo-faker, Metal Sonic.
Metal Sonic has the most horsepower in the Eggman Empire. He has the moves and speed of Sonic and then some. He's had his rebellious phases, but Eggman's reprogrammed Metal to better follow his commands. Additionally, when upgraded to his Neo form, Metal Sonic could copy biological data, including unique powers like Shadow's time stop technique, Chaos Control.
He could even copy Silver's Psychokinesis, and with enough Chaos energy, he powers up into Super Neo Metal Sonic.
Though everything would change with the appearance of the Phantom Ruby. One of many trump cards at Eggman's disposal, the Phantom Ruby alters reality by manipulating perception.
Basically super OP illusions, but in Infinite's hands, it's a weapon of mass destruction. I don't know how illusions translate to body replicas, changing gravity, or making a fake sun, but go off, King!
And when used on the planet's consciousness, which is a thing, the Ruby granted Eggman the Lightman form. Yep, apparently Super Eggman is canon, though it is pretty complicated to manifest.
But the Phantom Ruby isn't the only souped-up gem Eggman has. He's used the Jeweled Scepter to make the world-shattering Egg Wizard. Then, on more than one occasion, he's effortlessly gathered the super rare, super powerful Chaos Emeralds. You know, the things that power Super Saiyan Hedgehog.
Eggman built and built and built, and eventually, he built something that started to build on him. Sage was originally designed as a mere assistant, but through an alien encounter, she was granted actual sentience.
Sage is already super powerful, but now she's also super smart. She thought up millions of battle plans all at once.
Damn, Sage is pretty cute, actually. Like, I can see why Eggman sees her as family. Like, honestly, Sage is like, okay, I guess.
Once to defeat the massive titans.
And you can barely remember where you put your dune bug.
I know exactly where it is. It's at the police impound. Thank you very much.
Sage was Eggman's saving grace. He had previously found machines with personality lacking, but Sage's great adequacy in serving her function provided Eggman with something that, for the first time, he'd hate to lose. In essence, a sort of daughter.
So, like any good dad, he gave her the keys to his car, his spaceship, and his orbital death ray. Hell, now she controls the entire army.
And this frankly unheard of trust from Eggman became crucial in defeating the End, a primordial entity so mighty even Supersonic struggled against it.
Their battle can only be described as peak fiction, cause charged by 7 Chaos Emeralds, Supersonic's no joke.
The power of one emerald can shift continents. All 7 together can shift the universe.
And kill some pretty terrifying bosses, like Eggman's Time Eater, which ripped apart space-time like tissue paper.
In short, Chaos Emeralds give thoughts power. With them, Eggman's best machines can run indefinitely while matching the greatest powers ever seen. Like when 3 supers battled Solaris, who tried to destroy time itself. Solaris extended its chaos across multiple timelines in about 20 seconds, or 73 quadrillion times light speed.
It's funny though, while Eggman's smarts have sort of defeated Sonic here and there, he's pretty effective when he teams up with the Blue Blur to save the world.
Well, recall how Professor Gerald was a good person before losing the granddaughter he loved. In Eggman's case, now that he has Sage, perhaps a similar story is playing out in reverse.
Nah, Eggy will always have a harebrained scheme behind his cufflinks.
So watch out, critters and plebeians of the world. He is the Eggman, and he's got the master plan.
Whiz, you gotta help me!
What happened now?
I'm addicted to Marvel Snap!
You mean today's sponsor, the collectible card game?
Another sponsor. Let's just cut to the chase at this point.
Matt and Czar are set. We've run the data through all possibilities.
It's time for a death battle!
I've come to make an announcement. This territory is now the base for my upcoming Eggman Land 2. What a joke! I am Dr. Eggman, your new genius overlord. Get a load of this! Shut up, nerd!
That's a good hit.
You call these toys an invasion force? I've seen Toads do better.
I mean, Toads run away. It looks a little bit better than he calls that toys. He looks like Sonic. He just calls Eggman's mechs toys, and then like, he's like, I've seen Toads do better. I mean, Toads got Mario, dude. They don't do anything, dude. They just run away in fear.
That's a decoy, idiot! Infinite! His power is without peer. It is the ultimate strength.
I'm pretty weird about why King Boo is immune to like infinite stuff, but I'm pretty sure they both share a similar power, so they can cancel out each other's ability. Oh, rip! Getting Charge and Chucks to take it is very reasonable, but like Orbot and Cubot are like a bunch of like idiots, and they're probably keeping distracted.
Chance time?
This is a classic, dude. I've been screwed by Chance Time way too many times on Mario Party, if I'm gonna be honest.
It's too late. All according to plan.
You've lost the battle before it has begun.
Excellent work as always, Beto. Ready to wrap this up, Sage?
As you planned.
You know what they say, the more the merrier. Showtime!
thing. Eggman, if his robot's destroyed, he just can't do anything. Like, Eggman is super terrible on the physical side. He's just only good for brains. So if Bowser like cooks up all his mechs, this guy just immediately loses Like, Eggman just immediately loses. He's got no fighting chance if his mechs like break.
Crush you!
Bye-bye. Well, you just messed up, Bowser. Congratulations. Messed him
How
up.
dare you keep your hands off my...
Oh, right, just do the grand struggle. I'll be fine. There goes Eggman's entire army.
The Death Egg! Max power!
Okay, Eggman's army is running away. Even Eggman runs. Whoa! Bowser just stood in front of it! Damn! Damn, Bowser! He just stood in front of the Death Egg, in front of his army to protect them. Bowser is a king, dude. He's no longer the ordinary, like, villain we know. He's an actual king. He stood in front of his army, defending them against the Death Egg. Bro, this guy's crazy. Oh, that's fine. Well, looks like Eggman's army is wiped and Bowser's army is still standing, apparently. And Junior apparently got Kamek staff. And he's not happy.
Curses! Sage! Fire is again!
No more Death Egg for you, Eggman.
So long, Doctor!
Oh wait, I saw Scylla, I just couldn't see it in time. I saw that earlier, but like, I saw like a little bit, but I did not see. But the way he said "so long, Doctor," he copied Mario. Like in the original Mario 64, it was "so long, King Bowser," and this one is "so long, Doctor." Bye bye.
This war was not an easy one to win, which might seem surprising given how the Sonic series is not afraid to show how tough its cast is, while Mario's comes across as more cartoony.
But as it turns out, Bowser had everything he needed to take Chrome Dome down. Strap in, this one's a lot, so we'll break it down into 5 categories.
First up is physical stats. Bowser pretty handedly outmatched any of Eggman's usual mechs, like the Egg Dragoon or the Death Egg Robot.
The Death Egg robot could level cities. Bowser could punch a castle out of orbit.
The Death Egg could destroy stars, but Yoshi could match that level of power, and Bowser's strength is certainly above the green dinosaurs. Plus, while both Bowser and Eggman's tech survived black holes, Bowser's was much larger.
So, he may win stats, but this could change with their powers. With so many items and minions, that could make all that a moot point.
Aside from power-up items, both could manipulate minds, create duplicates, and alter space-time. However, Bowser had a significant edge in having access to the majority of his abilities at all times.
Yeah, Eggman can do some crazy stuff, but only across different mechs, fortresses, or space bases. Bowser's all natural. He's got all his best powers built in.
Like the thing is, if Eggman, like, for example, like, you saw that earlier, the Daffy was, like, turned into a giant question block by Junior. And then basically, at that point, Eggman is screwed. Like, Eggman, basically, he is all-powerful if he has his setups. But Bowser, he can just solo everything on his own because, like, he doesn't need, like, those robotic stuff. Like, if Eggman instead, like, if they're talking about, like, without any robotics, Eggman is instantly screwed. Like, the only way Eggman can level the playing field is with the mechs.
And he ain't even a robot.
meaning he wins the war of attrition. He even had counters for battle enders like the metal virus and spatial displacement trap. Context matters for those weapons, and both backfired in the past. But more importantly, Bowser could simply reverse the effects with his transmutation magic. Conversely, most of Eggman's robots could get turned into, say, a frog or a block with no reliable way back. Bowser takes the edge in powers.
But definitely not for intelligence. Come on, you have a 4-digit IQ, Bowser? Really? That's cute. I mean, don't get me wrong. Bowser's not an idiot, usually. Just really, really clumsy. Poor fella.
Meanwhile, Eggman's an engineering genius who rarely ever gets bested by brains.
Easy dub. Now, let's talk.
Eggman doesn't get bested by brains, but he gets bested by muscles. And that's what Bowser carries most of the time. You're telling me, like, Eggman only could, like, fight Bowser because he's smart. And Bowser could just brute force his way through everything, if I'm gonna be honest. Like, Eggman is basically screwed.
Trump cards.
As in, items so powerful they could decide the entire outcome on their own.
The Phantom Ruby was super dangerous, but specifically targets perceptions. Unlike Bowser's Wonder Flower, which mucks up reality for real. The Ruby affected a whole planet, but the Wonder Flower had the power to alter reality for
Oh, that's Castle Bowser.
real.
He turned Eggman into a Goomba. He turned Eggman into a Goomba. And then just stopped it. Let's see what it says. Choose Super Eggman. Oh, you need specific stuff. So you need to be very specific when it comes to Eggman, but Bowser could just like basically, Bowser could just do it right away without. He just needs the Wonder Flower, but then Eggman needs a whole like energy gathering rubies and stuff, and then just like grabbing the flower. He's like, nope, that's mine now.
The Ruby affected a whole planet, but the Wonder Flower had the power to alter the universe. Also, the Dreamstone's ability to wish anything out of existence would have no problem cleaning up Super Neo Metal Sonic or Time Eater.
Their most prized possessions was a tougher call. Together, the Chaos Emeralds can break the universe, but so can the Grand Stars. Arguably not as much given the Emerald scaling to Solaris, though Power Stars and Grand Stars are far more plentiful. Clearly, this is getting fairly abstract, and both had multiple options that could win the day instantly, so the safest bet is to call this category a tie.
Which means it's finally time to compare their armies. Eggman seems deadlier at first glance. I mean, look at all those buzzsaws and rockets. Metal Sonic's speed and power alone could solo most of the Koopa Troop. But the Eggman Empire lacked something Bowser had in spades: teamwork and loyalty.
Teamwork is agreed. Like, most of their army actually is pretty good on Bowser's side, but then Bowser, he defended his army from the Death Egg, which is already enough. And also, like, Bowser had, like, to work with other people, like, Paper Bowser. It was actually pretty cool. Like, he could work pretty well with Paper Bowser, and it was actually, like, somewhat, like, demonstrates how good he can work with others. But if it's not himself, he's gonna backstab you at any time, if I'm gonna be honest.
Eggman is a notoriously terrible team player. His alliances are practically guaranteed to fall apart.
Hell, in Sonic Generations, he could barely manage working with himself.
Well, but Bowser can. He can work with any version of himself. Partners in Time, he worked very well with Baby Bowser, which was a baby form of him, and he could also work well with Paper Bowser. In Paper Jam, the final boss, the first phase would have you fight both Bowser at the same time, but then in phase 2, Paper Bowser would transform into like this giant orb, and then Bowser would hop in and create Robo Bowser. Robo Bowser was actually pretty hard to fight when I fought it as a kid. So yeah, Bowser is definitely better on this part.
Eggman's army is designed to be controlled by just him. To Eggman, it's harder to command those with free will, hence his rivalry with the free-natured Sonic.
Meanwhile, the Koopa Troop follows Bowser because they actually like him. They train really hard to cover each other's weak points,
giving them plenty of advantages as this war progressed, like battlefield control through King Boo's magic and Bowser Jr.'s paint. And since the Koopa Troop doesn't rely that much on technology, Sage's hacking potential had little use.
Also, secret weapon? Kamek is kinda busted, canceling Metal Sonic's power copying, stealing the Phantom Ruby, and potentially swapping the Chaos Emeralds were huge game changers.
Add on that Bowser and his army can use any Mario power-up item, and they had billions of combinations that the Eggman Empire just could not actively plan against. Even with Sage's millions of plans to take down the Titans, she thought them to be unbeatable.
Well, I'm pretty sure the moment that Metal Sonic died, the battle was set. So let's take a look here. Bowser, he has a loyal army, which is very, very nice. More usual inherent abilities, stronger base form. These are all true. Like, the abilities himself, he doesn't need special powers. Like, like he doesn't need specific energy fields, like specific items. Most of his powers are enhanced with items, but without items, they're still very strong. Mind control is obviously ineffective because you're fighting a bunch of bucket of bolts there, so yeah. Cosmic reality warping powers, I'm pretty sure Bowser has the upper hand here. Considering the 2 Super Mario Galaxy games, he definitely has an upper hand here. And less efficient leadership on Eggman's part, agreed. Saves technopathy, I mean, like, most of his army was, like, Bowser's entire army is, like, organic. And yes, army is very vulnerable to his dark magic, agreed.
Which Sonic proved was incorrect.
Just comparing their conquests makes it clear. The Eggman Empire took over the whole planet, but Bowser's troop conquered most of the universe.
Twice. He did it twice. He's conquered galaxies twice. Bowser's definitely stronger than Eggman, just on this alone.
Eggman was no pushover. His wit, power output, and ridiculous machines gave Bowser the biggest fight of his life. But the Koopa King's ludicrous strength, abilities, and united forces ultimately prevailed.
Eggman tried to poach the king, and now he's cracked and scrambled.
The winner is Bowser.
Next time.
Alright, so that's the video. Hope you guys enjoyed my reaction to Bowser versus Eggman. Like, honestly, I, at first, was more so leaning towards Bowser because, like, Bowser himself is very powerful. Like there's a lot of stuff on Bowser, like his strength and all. But Eggman, all I know is that he's only got brains. I can imagine like this. If Bowser did use a flamethrower to cook up all of Eggman's robots, Eggman just can't do anything. Like, Eggman, like, he heavily relies on tech. And, like, the moment that Bowser cooks them all up with his flamethrower or uses, like, I don't know, maybe his airship cannons to, like, destroy Eggman's mechs, yeah, Eggman is just instantly screwed. So, yeah, Bowser easily wins. But there are a lot of factors I forgot, like teamwork and everything, and then, like, on how Bowser acts, it's definitely Bowser winning guaranteed. So, yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to like and subscribe for more videos later on, I guess. And, yeah, I'll see you maybe very soon. Peace out.